Hello everybody, happy Tuesday to you all. Come on in for a moment with Celeste. We're going to do some cute little bouquet pockets today that we can use for journaling, and you can use them for mixed media, and you can use them for greeting cards, all that good stuff. So come on in and let's have a good time of just making a few of these. I'm actually going to maybe even put one of them here in my little art book that I like to add things to. So I hope you all had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and we took time to just remember those who have gone before us and those who have sacrificed like they did for us. And well, hello Lisa, how are you today? Glad you made it. You're the first one in today. Welcome to A Moment with Celeste. Lisa, where are you from? I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. As you come on in, everybody, just say hi, so we all know that each of us are here, and we can just have a good time of connecting today. I have to tell you, my weekend with our daughter has kind of pooped me out. Oh my gosh, we have not had such a crafting marathon as we did. You're in South Carolina, okay. It's a beautiful part of the country there. Close to the ocean and all that stuff, right? So yeah, so we kept really busy. Did a lot of different crafting. And now I gotta get focused on getting my office area, studio area here all back together and all that good stuff. So, well, we'll go ahead and get started. And if you come in, like I said, just say hi. But I thought it'd be just kind of fun and relaxing today just to make these little pockets. These are they're like little bouquets, okay? So, at Hobby Lobby, I'm sure you all have seen these different things that they sell, the different flowers and such. I picked up this kit the other day, this packet that has, I'll show you when I colored. So, but this is what they look like to start with. They're almost like coloring cards, but you get to color them in. So I thought that would be a fun one for us to do today. Oh, that watermelon banner turned out fun. You know what? Gosh, how inexpensive it was to put that one together. Because all of those things, except for the ribbons, of course, were from Dollar Tree. Just the doilies and the paper plates. But they sure are bright. So I shipped those off today to Deborah, who won our drawing yesterday. And it's on its way to Pennsylvania. And it's going to be, is it Pennsylvania or New York? Oh gosh, Deborah, Pennsylvania or New York? Now I can't remember. Oh well, it's going somewhere away from Omaha. That's nice. I've never seen those before. Yeah. So, hi Renee, how are you, my dear friend? Hope you had a wonderful weekend. So what I'm going to start with is I started on this one here. I'm going to take one of these coffee filter type of things, and I'm going to separate it. So it's going to give us two things that we can use, two sheets that we can use to make pockets. And one of the things I really loved about this when it first separated, when I tried this earlier, is this, when you pull it apart off of this little pleated side, it gives the kind of, aren't those color cards cool? I don't think I had ever seen those until just recently. So I actually was going in and looking for some ones that were already, printed with colors. But I was glad that I found these. So this is what we're going to start our little pocket with, and we're just going to fold that in a cone, okay? So we're going to fold it in a cone so it kind of looks like, you know, like a little bouquet of flowers, right? So let's just real quick here, I'm going to glue that down. But I thought these would make some really fun little journal tuck-in and embellishments. You know, you can kind of just do all kinds of colors, and I got a journal here that we're going to work on. I believe I have it scheduled for Sunday. But look how that little fringe is on. Isn't that cute? So we're going to set that aside, okay? Car shows and campfires. Oh, that sounds so relaxing, Renee. My husband loves to go to car shows. So for this little set of flowers that we're going to do, I thought I'd kind of go with this one with maybe I picked some of my Tombow pens, maybe start with this color combination to just color these in. And I like this big one here. So I'm going to start this one here, and I think I'll do this one with probably the yellow. Hi, Norma. Norma's been busy trying to get me all set up with QuickBooks. Oh my. I don't know what I'd do without her, because I have no clue how to do that type of techie thing, but she is an expert at it. Actually does it for a living. So thank you, Norma. I'm going to give you a public shout out to my dear friend Norma for helping me so I can get all my business finances and everything all set up the way it needs to be. There's really a lot to do in this, you know. There's a lot. Okay, so I'm going to take this. Let me put it down a little bit. Hi, Jill. How are you today? Good to see you. Did you have a nice weekend as well? Our weekend was definitely, we didn't get to spend time with our son and daughter-in-law and grandson because they had gone camping, and then they had an event on Sunday that they went to, and so I kind of missed not seeing them. But we got to be with Lori, and we got to spend lunchtime yesterday with my brothers. All of his kids, there's 6 of the 8 were there, adult kids with those that had spouses that had their spouses, and then, oh gosh, there was a bunch of littles. So we had a party room at a restaurant here in town and had a really good time together. It was so much fun. What any of you guys do? Anything special? Other than hang out just at home? Sometimes that's all that you really need, isn't it? And then we went and visited the graves yesterday morning and put the flowers out on. We weren't able to get everybody, but got both set of our parents and my grandparents and my aunt and my niece's little baby that died. It was 2 days old. That died. It's been 11 years, but we always go and try to get something on his little grave. So, but we didn't make it. I couldn't find, we weren't sure. We wanted to put flowers on my sister-in-law's grave, but we didn't know where it was at. And then we didn't make it out to my brother-in-law's that had just recently passed away. We just had the funeral a few weeks ago. So I went to Hobby Lobby. I got the last 2 packs of scrapbook paper on sale. Good for you. Good for you. Was it the small packs, Jill? The 6x6 size, or are they the big packs? Because Lori and I were there on, we were there on Saturday, and wowzer, I was amazed at the pricing they had on their clearance for this size of scrapbook paper. So it usually is $6.99, $1.74. And I got several packs of these in different colors. Is that the kind that you found? Because then today I was there again, and they had none of their clearance and stickers. So take a look at this, guys. I got all of these sticker packs and all of these stick-a-blitter inspiration type of flower stickers and everything. Because these are the kind that I like to use, and usually on regular price, these are $5 a piece. $1.24. I could not believe my eyes. I was running and grabbing like a wild banshee. What a good deal. Good, Jill. I'm glad you got the big ones. That is awesome. Yeah, they had some good sales. So then when, like I said, when I went back today, they didn't have any of the sticker ones on sale. So that was okay, because I feel like I was blessed to get what I got. That's for sure. So I'm just coloring in these flowers with my little Tombow markers. You can use any markers or colored pencil, anything, as you know. And then I'll put this on here. And I'll do this stem part or leaf part here with this green. It's kind of a moss green. Yeah, this little pack here that I got there in the sticker and embellishment section, this just looked so much like coloring pages, but these are all cut out onto cards. So they're pretty cool, I should say. Okay. So simple. I just colored it. Now I am going to take and I am going to grunge up the edges on these a little bit. So, Renee, good price. Isn't that amazing? I found the Cricut light for $35 on Are you kidding? That was at Hobby Lobby? I'll have to let my daughter's friend Jess know. She's looking for Cricut. Wow. Of course, probably not on sale now. Was that on the clearance, in the clearance aisle? I'm sure it's very different in your part of the country up there and Connecticut compared to what it is here in Omaha, but it is funny how, you know, sometimes, especially the stores, will have the same kind of sales going on. Okay, so I just grunged up the edges a little on that one. These are nice. Yes, they are. That was assorted. Boy, Jill, that was a good deal. I'm so glad you found that. Now I'm going to take this one here, and I think we'll do this one in maybe this color of a yellow. And this doesn't have a whole lot. It's just got these little dotties up here, so I'm going to put some little dots just to kind of make it look like it's filling in. I think this is, it's a pack that looks like wildflowers to me. So do this. Jill, this would be a fun one to do for some of your journaling, wouldn't it? For your kiddos that you like to give your little books to. I just think that's so sweet that you do that. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in with my green, and I'm just going to kind of go maybe up in the middle here, because these are black leaves. The blacks, they're kind of filled in. I'm just going to put some little, I'm not going to color them all the way, but I'm going to color a little bit. Okay. Let's go up here. We'll bring that green all the way up on the stem. And probably won't see it down here much, but we're going to just kind of fill it in a little bit. I think these would be really cute too, just to leave them black and white and put them like in a bright red little pocket or something like that. Okay, let's grunge this one up. So yeah, so then I had to, so you know, when you go to Hobby Lobby, of course they rotate their sales every other week or every third week on some of their things. And so I had to run back there today because I am almost completely out of varieties of ribbons. So I knew they would be on sale today. So maybe I'll push this up a little bit. So I went ahead and bought a whole boatload of ribbon while they have it on 40%. So I think I've got lots of colors to keep me busy. You could do the watching tea. This, you sure could, couldn't you? Yeah, this is something that I would do because here's what I like to do. I get my jammies on and I like to go lay in bed and I'll watch TV or do my Facebook, you know, responding to my posts and things. But then when I get done with that, I love to do my drawing, just holding my things and laying there and drawing. So, okay, gonna go plant more flowers. Hope to see you tomorrow night. I'm hoping to see you. I'm planning on it, Renee. So Renee on Magical Rustic Creations has a sale tomorrow night at can't remember what time it is, but I think it's around 7 o'clock Eastern time, I believe. So I will watch that one for sure. Okay, now we got this little flower, kind of cute. So I got this and I've got this. And I can leave it all like that, but I think I want a little more color in it. So you know what I'm going to add? I'm going to add in this kind of a fuchsia color. And on this one here, I'm just going to go in and color in these. Oh yeah, that'll be a pretty little contrast in here. What are some things you guys got planned this week? Jill, I'm sure you're done with school now for the summer, is that right? At least that's what I'm assuming. My sister-in-law retired, so this was her last week, so from teaching elementary school. And so that's kind of why we all got together yesterday, just for a little informal get-together with just the family. And that time of year, everybody's doing all their getting out of school and hoping that maybe we can connect with our grandson this week and go take him to lunch one day. Last Friday was my last day. And then, are you working again next year, or is this your last year of doing it, Jill? So for those of you that don't know, Jill is an amazing cafeteria staff person. And is it a high school that you're at, Jill? Norma says she's going to see the Liverpool Legends on Friday. I've seen them in Branson. They are good. Well, that will be fun. Gosh, that'll be great, Norma. The Liverpool Legends. I bet we all know who that was. That will be fun. You know, they had an event here this weekend, and it was Pat Boone and Ann Margaret came together here to Omaha area, and they did an event on, and it was a patriotic type of a thing. They did an event on Friday night, I believe it was, and then they were I believe the Grand Marshals in the Omaha Honor Our Heroes parade on Saturday. But I wish that I had known. That would have been kind of fun to go to. Gosh, those are two legends too, aren't they? Do you remember how Pat Boone used to always wear I always remember as a kid, he always wore white shoes. That was like the thing. His little trademark, he always had on white shoes. Or is that my imagination? I would have loved to see that. Yeah, wouldn't that have been fun, Norma? I don't. We miss all the fun stuff, don't we? This year, high school, and next time they are sending me to preschool through 2nd grade. Oh, you'll have fun with those littles, Jill. I am sure. Who else we got on too? I see more little eyeballs looking at me. That will be fun. I loved when I used to. It was a para for 1st grade. I did 4 1st grade classes, and I only did that for a year when my kids were little, or maybe it was 2 years I did it. And I loved it because I was always home when my kids were home from school. So if you have kids working in the school systems, an awesome job to have. I just love littles. That's why I get such a thrill of going and seeing my brother's family, because there's so many littles, all the way from about 7 months up to 15. Okay, now I think I'll add in, the other flowers aren't going to take this long, okay, because I'm not going to be coloring all of them. Okay, the next thing I'm going to add in here, let's see, let's do this, a little bit of this yellow just on these little buds. Norma, I wish I had known about that parade too on Saturday. I guess that's a pretty cool parade. It's all the different armed forces and things from what I understand. But they just started having it a couple years ago. So next year we got to be on the ball, girlfriend. You're always on the ball. It's me that's never on the ball when it comes to getting out and going about and doing things. Okay, let's see here. I almost got this done. Okay, that's done there. Just need to add one more color here on this flower. And put my green in. Come up and out and about and around. I can't believe it's still so overcast here today. It's been like this, I think this is like the 5th day or 6th day that we've been like this. And I was looking at the forecast, and it's supposed to still stay like this for almost the whole week, with thunderstorms coming and going. I'm not complaining because I like it when it's these cooler temps, just saying. Okay, so we got that. And then I'm going to color in this one here. And I don't think I have a forest green to do this one, so I'm just going to go ahead with the green I've been using. And we'll come up here and get this fern colored in. Boy, these are some tiny little leaves. Can you see? Can I? Norma, are you working today? If it doesn't rain, we're supposed to go to one of my great nephew's ball games at 6:30 tonight. So that'll be fun. Let's see here. This one's going to take a little bit. Maybe I just won't be as careful on this one. You just finished working a bit ago. Norma, let me know when you need me to come over, or however you want to do that with my training. Tomorrow afternoon, like 2 o'clock-ish would work for me. And then Thursday, I'm open. So let me know what works for you. Same here, but not cool. Our girls' high school softball team won Mississippi. Whoa, woohoo, that's exciting. That's always fun when the home team wins the championship, isn't it? Okay, so I'm not going to finish this while you guys are on this piece here, because there's just too much little fine detail that'll take a little bit. But I just want to give you an idea. So on this one, then we'll move to a different one. Get it grunged up again. And these things here, I think even on regular price for this whole pack, there's like 36 of them. I believe was $3 something on regular price at a Hobby Lobby. So that wasn't a bad price, considering what some of those are. Wow. Most of them are up to like $6.99, $7 a whack, aren't they? Okay. Now let's just see what we can come up with here. So I'm going to take this bottom piece and I'm just going to fold it under a little bit. Put a little tab of glue on that. Okay. And then I think I'm going to come up and grunge my edge of my little coffee filter all the way around. Doesn't show a lot, but I can see it's there. And then I'll just come down and kind of grunge some of this fringy stuff. Okay. So I saw several people I have seen watched that had done some things like this. So basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my flowers in like they are a bouquet. And then, cute. Then you glue it in and it's like that, okay? So for this one, that's what that one will look like. But I always want to make sure I've got enough showing here of the different pieces. So I think that'll work fine there. And I can add more or less on that, and then I can go in and I can grunge this up, which is what I think I will do. So on my white pieces, I've got, instead of being stark white, that it's all going to have a little bit of grunge on it. Kind of give it a little bit of a vintage feel to it, right? Then I'll come back in and have to fix that one that I didn't get finished. Okay, then, okay, so now wouldn't that just be a cute little piece to add into a book? And I can add a little bit, let's see, what color do I want to go with? I've been chomping at the bit. I can kind of just go with anything. To use a little bit of this ribbon that we said the other day looks like celery. And I think what I'll do is bring it, just for the fun of it, I'm going to bring it down here close to that fringe, but not covering the fringy part on the front. And come outside of it a little bit. and just kind of have that going there. Okay. And like I said, these are going to be glued together so they're not going to fall down. So I'm not going to glue this one yet, but I will glue the other ones I'm going to do, because the next one I'm going to do I thought was so cute, because this one here I can actually put on and make a pocket out of it. And so here I took that same little filter, and it was one that I cut off to, actually I think it was the one I cut off to make this bigger one, this one here. But anyway, so that's the size of this one. I thought it looked more like a pot. So I thought this would be fun. Let me get my darker grunge. Have any darker grunge ink. And I'm going to go around the outside edges of this little pot. And then we're going to use some of those card flowers that were already pre-printed with the actual colors on them. So, first of all, look at that. Isn't that cute? It says happiness blooms from within. That was in this little packet. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue this on the front of this little pot. Now what I should have done, but I didn't, but it's okay. I'm going to put it on here, just kind of center it on. And it actually fit perfectly, so I was glad that that works. So there's the front of my little pot. Okay. Now, these flowers, we're going to do a combination of these two. And they're going to go in this little pot of flowers. These are like little violets or pansies. I'm not sure which they're supposed to be. But I'm going to squeeze these right in here. So they're going to go like that. Isn't that cute? I love the colors on these. And then I have a butterfly. And I thought we could maybe put the butterfly up here a little bit, kind of hanging over and under a little bit. So let me just get these glued down, and this isn't going to take much at all. This will be a fast one. Fast, fast, fast. Okay, so we're going to put that inside. And I'm going to glue the back just so that they stay in on the pocket. And then we're going to add, and let me just double check. I want to see if there's anything else that I just absolutely have to add to this from this little packet. I'm getting everything wet over here because my coffee is dripping. Okay, nothing on there that I want. What about this packet? And these two packets were all in the same thing I think these were a little bit more expensive, but I got them on sale today. So I got some of these. So let's see here how we want to do this. Do I want to do... Well, why not? Maybe I should just go ahead and... Oh, yes. Got to add this to the back. So I'm just going to put a little glue on it. Just tuck it down inside of here. Even though I already glued it, I can stick it down inside that other layer. And we'll have it come up here a little bit. And then we'll put our little butterfly. So here's what we got so far. And I'll put my little butterfly over here. Kind of tuck him in a little bit. Maybe up here a little bit, actually. That's where I put him. So, I'm going to tuck him up here. Cute. Look at there. Isn't that cute? And it's just a little thing to tuck in the journal. So, like, this is my journal, let's say. This is my art journal, but this is one I might put it in. But anyway, so I could do something like that. and put it in like that. Wouldn't that be pretty? And then the other thing I can do, I'm going to put some here in the front just to glue it down a little bit in the front side because it's kind of flip-flopping around. Other thing I can do with this is I can take it, I got this cute cardstock paper, and it's a little bit of a pink. And this is the one that I'm thinking would make a really super cute tuck or a pocket. Want that? So let's just get that done here. I'm going to take and make my notch. Let's see, go down over about this far probably, right there. And then, of course, you know me, I gotta round my corners if I'm gonna start notching. They're all the same family. Okay. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to add a little grunge around it too. These little flower cards really do make cute little embellishments for things. Okay, got that in there. Then I'm going to take my cute little pocket of posies here. Hi Cheryl, how are you today? I'm glad you were able to catch up with us here. So here's the little pocket of flowers that we've made there. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue it down right here on this tuck on the card that's going to end up being the actual pocket. Okay. And then without burning myself, there we go. I'll put her right there and kind of center it a little bit if I can get it centered. Have it come up a tad. And there we go. Now that's turned out kind of cute. So, you know, this might be too big for, you know, a tuck's actual pocket. So if it is, I just trim the edges down a little bit and it'll fit fine. But so there's another idea on how you can use these. Okay. Then we're going to take a look at, let's see here, get this one over here, get this one here. This next one I'm going to do, I thought would be fun. So I took a skinny piece of paper and it's a muted gray black and it has little leaves on it. And I just made a skinny cone out of that one. And I'll glue that together here. And then I thought, I'm going to try these little cute little fun stickers. Aren't those nice and cheery? To do something a little different. So let me see how I want to do this though. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Okay. So I can take these and I can just, let's go with this blue one here. Now these are the ones that have stickers, so I've just, for right now, I'm just positioning. Because I'm going to put a background in here of some paper to stick them on. Okay. So if we do that, and I'm going to take this, just came out of the, whoops. Don't be doing that to me. This, I like to use these backs of these little things. These are good little pieces of junkies to use. So let's just cut a piece to kind of see what we're looking at. And if I make this kind of like a, because this is going to be just a background, okay? So if I do it like this, because that'll stick down in there, and then I come up a little ways up into here, I'm thinking I might be able It's like an ice cream cone. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead first of all and just try it. We're going to stick it down inside here. So that's what it gives me. Because I just need something to stick my stickers on. So let's give it a run here and see what it does. So if we do that there, I'll just clear it out so you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit better. So I'll take the blue one, and I think I'll go over here with that. And then we'll do this fun little yellow one. Let's see, we'll go up here with that one. Okay. And then, let's see, a pink one here we can put over here. And then I have to decide, do I want to put, so this was a little one of those packs I got for $1.37. The Hobby Lobby. $1.37. I'm telling you, you can't beat it, right? I really don't want to have 4 on there because I just think that kind of looks a little lopsided, and I don't really care for this butterfly. So let me think this through. I might have to tell you what we can do here. Let's see. What if I take my, see what color I want to use first. Now I've got so many choices here of ribbons that it's going to be hard for me to decide. Here's a cute one that might go with it. Let's try this. And I think maybe I'll make a little bow to put up there. Hi Joyce, thank you for joining us here on Moment with Celeste today. You having a good day? Joyce, can you tell us where you are from? I'm from Omaha. And we've got friends on here from all kinds of places. We've got Mississippi. And we got South Carolina on here today. So what I'm thinking is making this into a bow, if I can do it and get the pieces turned the right way. And let's see. Let's see what this one was here. Loving oh, thanks, Jill. It's really an easy one to do. It's just kind of relaxing and real chill, not a high stress type of a little project, and that's the way I like it, I have to tell you. Okay, let's see here. So, hi Joe Zimbers, Joe Zinders, Rain Black. Welcome, Joe Montana. Have you been following Moments with Celeste long? I don't recognize your name, but that don't mean nothing for me. It takes me a little while sometimes. Joe is from Montana, out in the wild, wild kind of west. My husband and I were just talking about Montana today because we were talking about states that we have been in. And we actually drove through parts of Montana back, it was probably about 6-7 years ago, maybe. Might have been not even that long, actually. But we, when we went to Yellowstone, and then on the way back, we came back through Montana, and we really learned what that big sky country means. Okay, I'm not liking that too much. It's just not the right, it covers up too much, unless I put it up like that. I could do it like that. And then maybe what I can do over here is, let me just take some, first I'll try a little bit of green grunge here, and I'm just going to use my finger with this, just to give this a little bit of color behind here. So it's not going to show all the white. But boy, boy, Montana definitely is that big sky country. But when you get out there on that interstate and start driving, and I was like, wow. I did get a little worried a couple times about rest stops. Yes, my page is, let me see. My page is Rhoda May and Ray Inspired. Okay, you guys go give her a follow. Give her a follow. So let me see here. If we put this up here, I'm still not real cray-cray about it because I am so picky sometimes with things. You know, I can add a fourth flower. That's what I want to do. See, if I had 4 flowers, that's what it looks like. So this one's being a little more challenging than I was hoping. Then maybe I can put this ribbon down here on the actual, we'll just put it down here. So Joe, what type of things do you create on your page? Okay, let's see. I'm going to put this little bow kind of in here as an angle. Tuck it, part of it under. But we'll just have it on there just being a little fun piece. Trim it down a bit. Okay. See, when I think, I get quiet. So you guys know I don't think very much, right? My page is, okay, I do everything. I'm a vintage soul. Oh, you know, I have become a vintage soul over the last couple of years. I never used to do a lot of vintage things, but I have really gotten to where I enjoy it a lot. So let's see, I'm going to show you this. Any suggestions on what else you would do to this little pocket here? Because I'm going to cut this down a little bit. So it's going to actually be more of a little vase so that it will fit well into a journal. Okay. That's kind of fun, isn't it? So tell me, what else do I need to do on this? Any suggestions? Leave it as it is. Does it look okay with the 4 flowers versus it being like 3? That's kind of what I do, Joe. I love doing home decor pieces. I love doing paper crafts. I love doing journals. I love doing altered golden books or any kind of books. Hi, Brenda. I'm so glad that you're home today so you can pop in. Say a prayer for my friend Brenda. She's been really under the weather for several days. So, but so should we just leave it? Go with, you would go with 5 and you like it the way it is. Okay, I need a tiebreaker. We have a go with 5 and leave it as it is. Go with 5 or leave it as it is. Let me show you what it'd look like if I go with 5. It'll be like, kind of like that. Picking up over the top. But then I'm afraid that I really like the way it is, but whatever you think. Oh, thank you, Joyce. How are you? Okay, let's see. I'm actually thinking that if I do 5, I need to come out on the side instead of going up. So let's give it a peek here. Now that's going to be another pink one right on top. Here's a yellow one. And we can kind of tuck it back in here. Maybe. Well, what do you think? What do you think of that? I do declare, do the 5th by the other pink one. Yep, that's what I did. So that's what we'll go with. Thank you, Norma, and everybody for your thoughts and ideas. So we're going to just stick that on the back of there. There's another little cutesy one, see? That we can put inside of a book. Then, let's see here. I don't know if I had any more. Oh yeah, I had another one here that we can do. And this one is going to be a little different color. I would like to get this one put together. Do you guys mind if I real quick just fill in my greens here on this piece here? Thanks, Joyce. These are fun to make. So here's the one that I'm coloring in. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up real quick just so that you can see what this one looks like finished. The one that was colored. Let's see here. Okay, got that side, and then we'll come over and do these. Can you guys even see what I'm coloring here? There are these little, it's a fern. That's going in another pocket here. This will be nice to have some of these on hand. Maybe I can even bundle up a few and do them on my next sale too. We'll just have to see what I decide. Okay. One more. I love these. Do any of you have the Tombow double-sided paint pens, markers? I think this is a water-based marker. I love these. I do. Okay. And then I'm going to just take my grunge, kind of go over this a little bit. So like I said, this one gives a little more of a vintage rustic look to this pocket. Ink her up. Okay. Now, this is the one that we are putting in here. So, oh no, wrong one. That was a different one I cut out here. This is going in this one here. Okay. And so if I remember correctly, I believe I had this one on this side, tucked down a little bit, and then I was putting the back of this one, was going to go behind it. Okay, I'm going to bring them up a little, and then we'll put the fern back here, and then tuck this little guy down here. Over that way. Okay. That's kind of what we ended up with on this one here. So, and that's going to go in there like so. Okay. So let me get that glued in. I think I'm going to bring him in a little more. And we'll just come back here and glue there. Turn it over and put some glue on the back side. Get her in there just right. Okay, but that's just kind of a little wildflower kind of a look to it. I probably should have colored something and put it up in here, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What about this butterfly? Oh, now that butterfly will work. We'll put this one here. Okay, so we're going to take this one and we will tuck it up a little like so. Okay. This is a little bit over more, but it'll work. It's just a thing of flowers, right? So that's another one to do. So these will all be things here that I can put into my journals. And then the last one, we're doing good on, I only got about 5 minutes. We better not. The next one I thought I'd do are these little white daisies. And I'm just going to do the same type of thing that I did with this one. But we'll do it on maybe this little blue check. Okay? So remember, just make a little cone with this. Is all I did. Maybe I think I'll go this way and this. That's all I did. Oh goshers. Let's see. Okay, there. Well, I don't want it like that though. Okay. Just doing a little cone, trim off the excess. And then I'm going to come up here and we'll scoop down the top a bit. And this one here is the one I'm going to do. I'll put the white daisies in, but I won't make you guys have to watch all of that. Since you've watched so many of them, but that's what we ended up with. So we're going to do the white daisies. Okay. And then we've got this little cluster here. And this one here. And then this big pocket that we'll make with this one. So for the one that I'm going to put in my book today, my little art book, I think I'm going to go with, I think that's going to be too big for it. So I won't be able to use that one. I could do this one, but I really want to save that for a journal. Oh, goshers. So maybe I won't put any of them in here today. How about that? Oh, gosh. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do any of them because I'm going to keep them for journals unless I end up with doing a daisy one. You know, maybe I could even do the daisies on something like that. That would be cute, wouldn't it? So we'll see how it goes. But you guys think that this is something you would give a try doing? They sure do turn out cute. There's my little bouquets. So Joyce, since you're an expert in journals, have you ever seen the greeting card journals where they used old Reader's Digest? I've not. Oh, that would be really cool. You know, that's what this book is. My art book is an old Reader's Digest pages. So do tell, Joyce, what did they do with it? So they did a greeting card journal. I'll have to see if I can find that. Now my brain's gone. I can imagine that Lori would like to make these. She would, but you know, she likes bigger, chunkier stuff. But I'm trying to get her to want to learn some junk journaling. And she isn't quite there with me yet. But she really likes doing the wood things. But we'll see. So anyway, well, I'll have to see if I can search that. It was a journal, greeting card journal using old Reader's Digest. Okay, if you happen to come across that link or anything or a picture, send it to me. Well, Deborah, hello, my dear. You almost missed the bus. How you doing? Your package is on its way. So I hope you have fun with that watermelon banner. So go back and watch replay. And Deborah, these are some of the things we made today that we can use it for little journal tuck-ins. Here's a pocket that I did. So fun, fun, fun. Well, I hope you all have a good evening, and we'll see if we make it to the ball game tonight. Are these from paperback or hardcover? Okay, Joyce. Jill's asking, are the greeting card journals hardcover or paperback Reader Digest? Thanks, Joe. I'm glad you came on. Thanks for interacting with us. I love it when people go back and forth and we get a visit, so I'm not the one always having to do. I'm hoping when I get my little private group started, one of the things I'm really looking forward to is that we will do some of those on Zoom so that everybody can hear each other talk and hear each other's voices and just build a little bit more relational communities with one another. So I'm going to be working on that hard and heavy the rest of this week. I have a bunch of greeting cards that I have from my parents, and they both always wrote inspirational letters in the cards. And then I could add photos. Oh my gosh, you absolutely, Joyce, you could absolutely use those to make a journal. You absolutely could. And you know, I don't know if you guys have seen the journal. One of the gals that I love to watch on YouTube is Treasure Books. Her name's Natasha. And she took, I don't have nothing here to show you, but what I'm envisioning is your journal. So here's your greeting cards, let's say, that you have, Joyce. And you put them all together, okay? But then we're going to bind it with a strip of fabric. It's going to be a long strip of fabric, and you'll glue those. Gosh, let me show you. I haven't made one yet, but I want you. Let's pretend this is a piece of fabric, okay? And then you're going to glue your cards on that strip of fabric. It's going to be thicker than this. And that basically ends up being your binding. And so you put your next one, your next one, and your next one, and then when they come together, it's like a carousel. Okay, so it's a carousel of your cards. And I would encourage you to, if you get on YouTube, search Treasure Books, and just look through there, because there's a lot of people that have commented on that one, that it's supposed to be one of her easiest journals. So I'd like to give that a try too. To see, but you definitely can use greeting cards as your base. You glue the card to the page, and the one I saw you just tape. Awesome. That would be really cool. I'm going to have to do some research on that because I'm trying to find some new ideas. The one I'm going to work on Sunday, I actually found this as a kit, but this was a kit that I had bought for the base, and then I have to use all my own embellishments and my own papers. But this is one, when I say we're flipping all over, this is what this one did, see? So I'm trying to find some new types of journals for us to be working on. But look at that one. And then you flip it, and it goes, and then these came with this little kit too. They're just the base of the cards that go in as tuck-ins that we'll be able to decorate. But, so then it flips up this way, it flips up this way, and then it flips down this way, it flips over this way, and it flips this way. And then I had all these fun little, so we're going to work on that Sunday. And we got lots of things that we're going to use for embellishments on this one. Lots and lots of them. Look at these cute little, this cute sticker set. So, if any of you come across any ideas that you would like for me to try out, send me a picture of it or send me the link, you know, if you see them on YouTube or whatever. And let's do it together. And Joyce, if you have any pictures of the ones that, you know, that you make, gosh, please feel free to send those to me through Messenger. I'd love to see them. So, well, I love this. This is an ideal little conversational time today. So I hope you again all have a good evening, and it was way better than having the cards thrown. Absolutely. I feel the same way about old family pictures. I'm getting them out of boxes and I'm putting them into books like these, and we just have a heyday with it. So anyway, I'll talk to you all later. Bye bye. Thanks for popping in. Talk to you later.